Relational operators. In this lecture and this series of lectures you're going to have on conditional statement, and we begin with the relational operators. So relational operators in Python. Use of relational operators in relational statement. And the first of the conditional statement called if statement, if conditional statement. Now it is very important in programming that we are able to decide. Otherwise, a computer will be like a calculator. Calculator does the calculations and give you the result. But we need a computer to tell us the result, make decisions. And to make decisions, we need to have a set of operators called relational operators. Let us consider this example. There are two containers, A and B, and as you see, A contains 50 and B contains 10. Now the question I can ask is, which number is greater? Is A or B, or the number contained in A is greater or that which is in B? So I need to ask this question, is A greater than B? That means I'm asking, is A means is 50 greater than 10? So our answer is going to be yes. Our answer is going to be yes. So therefore, we need to have these operators called relational operators, which will be whether this is equal, not equal, greater than equal, less than equal. So these are the 6 operators we are going to study. Let us go through the pseudocode first. As you are aware, pseudocode, we have got the operators and statements. And in this operator, we will come across relational operators. Already we have come through arithmetic operators and then the assignment operator. And then we had the 3 statements. Now we get into relational operators. As I said, there are 6 relational operators to compare data items. So I can ask this, is it equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than equal, less than equal. This is in pseudocode. Now these are pseudocode symbols we are going to use. Pseudocode is very helpful for us to analyze a given problem. And the logical operators are logical. There are 2 and or. We will come across them maybe in the third lecture from hence. So these are also important to make what is called the compound sentence. We have in English also simple sentence and compound sentence. Compound sentence is made by combining the and or etc. So from these relational operators, so we have what is called the relational statement first. Relational statement will say variable, relational operator variable. So A equal to B. I am asking, is A, that means the value contained in A equal to value contained in B? Or is A greater than B? Or in other words, I mean, is the value contained in A is greater than value contained in B? So these are the questions we are going to ask, and therefore this is a relational statement. We are familiar with the assignment statement. An assignment statement gave us the result of the formula which was there on the right hand side. In the case of relational statement, A equal to B or C greater than D, now the answer is going to be only yes or no, true or false. Now therefore we are using this relational statement in my conditional statement. I'm asking, if this relational statement is true, then you execute this statement, or in English it's either or, you execute this statement. So this is the first set of conditional statement, which is selecting 2, this or that, either or. There's only 2 are possible. So that is, let us get into some examples, then you will understand. For example, suppose here you are assigning 20 to A and assigning 10 to B. And I can ask this, therefore, is A equal to B? No. Therefore, C will contain false, no, 0, not true. is A greater than B? Is A greater than, naturally 20 is greater than 10. Therefore, C is going to contain yes, or it is going to contain a positive number 1. So that is the relational statement. So this is false and this is true. Whenever it is false, it is going to be 0. Whenever it is true, it is going to be 1. That is going to be the result of these relational statements. Then conditional statement. Condition. So I can, is, in English I would have asked, is A equal to B? So your answer is yes or no. Of course, we assume that these are two unequal numbers. So if there are two unequal numbers, I can ask, is A equal to B? Either it is A or yes or no. So if I convert that into pseudocode, then if A equal to B, print yes, else, instead of saying or, I say else, print no. Again, as you see, either or is yes or no. In this case, two numbers. So now I would like to introduce the flowchart symbol for conditional statement. So these are tools which are very important, will help us to analyze given problems. Not that you are going to use flowchart all the time, but initially you have to use flowchart to understand, to be able to analyze problems, and it is done pictorially, as you see here. So I come here, and here, if relational statement is there, if A equal to B or A greater than B, so if it is true, then yes, it will flow like this, and then it will execute some statement here. If it is no, it is no, it will come and join this backbone, or it is going to execute some statement. So this is the format for the conditional statement, flowchart symbol for conditional statement. So let us take some examples. For example, we'll take assign 40 to A and 20 to B. So I'm asking this question: if A is greater than B, now we are presuming that the numbers are not equal. So, if A is greater than B, naturally here A is greater than B. What I say? Yes. I say print A is greater than B. Suppose it was not. Suppose A was 10 and B was 20. Then it would be not true. Then it will say no. So else, otherwise. So B, A is less than B. So that is the thing. It just comes like this. So this is the flow chart for the conditional statement to decide between these two numbers whether A is greater than B. In this case, it will come like this and flow through. It will print this statement and will come through. It will not go through this. It is either this way or this way and join the backbone. So now let us come to, that was in pseudocode. Now let us come to Python. And again, we'll go through these operators. Python operator, relational operators. Equal, we are going to use two equal signs. Please don't say so that we have been using equal. No, that these two symbols are used. And please remember, when it is I'm asking this question equal, so you have to use these two, one next to the other. Not equal, not equal. This is a symbol for not equal. Greater than, less than, greater than, equal, less than, equal. So this is not mathematics. Don't write as you write in mathematics, greater than, equal, like this. No, you have to write like this, because there is no symbol for greater than, equal in our computer keyboard. So these are the symbols in Python, also in C, they are same symbols. These are the relational operators, and here logical operators. For and, I use two ampersands. For or, I use two vertical lines. So these are the symbols for logical operators, which we will deal with a little later, but I am already introducing the logical operators. Now again, coming back to statements, relational statement. So I put A equal to B, or C is greater than D, etc. Now when we come to conditional statement in Python, so we are not going to use those braces here. So as we use in pseudocode and in C, so here we are going to say if you write this relational statement, then a colon here, colon is very important, and you write the next statement, next block of statement. And please remember, this indenting is very important in Python, because in C we had these braces here, we knew that it was the block, so block of codes. Now here it is very very important that you indent your code like this, maybe five columns, and then you have the statement. All the rest of the statements under the same block have to follow the same indentation. So if else, again you have got colon here and the next set of statements. So this is the format for the conditional statement, if statement in Python. So let us take some examples now. Again, we write the complete flow chart to decide whether which is the larger number. We presume that we are inputting unequal numbers. So start here. I input two numbers A and B, and then come here. If A is greater than B, so then I say print A is greater than B. The next choice is, if it is not so, it is going to print B is greater than A and comes here. So this is the flow chart to decide which is a larger number, greater number, provided these are two unequal numbers. So let us see, we'll write the Python code. Python code, first we have to input two numbers. Here we say input, this is the flowchart, input A comma B. So here we have to input each number separately. So input, so here first number input, so you're already familiar with. So I have to convert that into integer, because input statement gives us a text. So you convert that into integer. I input the second number, another number, so I convert that to integer. Now x and y will contain two integers. You could have converted them to float also. So then I'm asking, if x is greater than y, colon, so then print percentage d is greater than percentage d. So x value will come here, y value will come here. Please remember, we have done it in the output statement. So output statement, else I say y, so y comes first, y is greater than x. So let us see. Now suppose you execute that, so you get the statement, enter a number. I have entered 60. Then enter another number. I have entered 20. Now it will give me the answer. It says 60 is greater than 20. This is going to be the output. It is this. 60 will come here, greater than 20. So that is the output of this simple Python program to test the conditional statement, that is called the if statement in Python. Let us take one more example. For example, a number is given to you. You have to find out whether it is an even number or odd number. How do you know? The moment you say 2, you know it is even number. 10 is even number. But 5, you know it is not an even number. But how do you decide? Your brain decides already. But here we have to find out, how do we know whether a given number is even number? If it does not give, if the remainder is equal to 0, when you divide the number, this modulus division by 2, if it is remainder is 0, then you know that it is a even number. In the case of 5 modulus 2, you get 1 as remainder, therefore you get, it is not an even number. So that is the test. So that is what we do. We find the remainder number modulus. We are using this operator modulus 2, and then R will contain either 0 or 1. Only two are possible in this case, because only modulus 2. So therefore, what we do is, for example, number. So R is equal to 0. Therefore, it is even. 5. Remainder is equal to 1, it is odd. 10, remainder is equal to 0, it is even. 7, remainder is equal to 1, therefore it is odd. So this chart is very important. Whenever you get some problems, make a chart of that and try to solve the problem. Then convert this chart into the flow chart, or you can directly, in this case, you can directly write. So for example, even or odd. So I am inputting a number, you converted that into x, and I want to find the remainder x modulus 2, and if r is equal to 0, it is, so that number is even or it is odd. So either or. For example, here enter a number. I have entered 5. So it is giving 5 is odd number. Enter a number. Again, I am running the same program. So I have entered 8. Then it says 8 is even. So this is again a very simple program to find out whether a given number is an even number or odd number. Now, as I said, indentation in the case of if they later come, you will come across for and while statements. So indentation increases after if statement and for or while statement, that is after that colon, so maintain the indent to indicate the scope of the block. So that is next after these if or for or while statement, the statements coming after that belong to that. So therefore you have to maintain the same indentation. Reduce the indent back to the level of if that statement doesn't correspond to the if statement. So that is also very important. Yeah, same thing in the case of for and while. We will be dealing with those two statements later in our study. Then blanks lines are ignored, nothing will happen. You can have and it's good to introduce some blank lines in between your code to make your code readable. Please remember that. And comments should be given. So, for example, here, as I've shown you already, equal. So, after this colon, so you are indenting, and has to be the same. So, same column. All this print statement should come in the same column. So, please note that. So, otherwise, it will give you error message. So, if this is will come to elif, else if, and else. So this is how you are going to indent your code after if statement. Later you will do the same thing for while statement and for statement. So this indentation margin is very important. So good. Thank you.